What to do if he breaks up with you. Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And this is a question that I get all the time in my one-on-one coaching sessions, right? What do I do? How do I handle the situation? How do I cope? How do I deal? What are the right steps? What should I say? What should I not say? What should I do? What should I not do? And I understand, right? This is uncharted territory for a lot of people. And I have said this many, many, many times before. We are not given a roadmap. We are not taught how to navigate relationships, let alone how to navigate a breakup, right? So it all comes from trial and error. It comes from experience. It comes from living it. And I understand that in regards to making people feel better, it's not going to take away the pain of the situation. You have to understand that a breakup is going to hurt. A breakup is going to suck. It's actually been scientifically proven that when people break up, it actually affects a particular area of the brain that results in body pains, right? So that's why they call it a heartbreak, because it literally feels like your heart is breaking. You have a physiological response to a breakup. So the process is never easy. And if the process is easy for you, then, maybe it wasn't the right relationship, or maybe you had already disconnected, or maybe it was something that you had been wanting to do for a long time. So for the purposes of this video, I just wanted to go through some of the things that you can do or that you should do after he breaks up with you. And if you've already made some of these mistakes, it is okay. It does not mean that you have completely ruined everything. It does not mean that you completely derailed the entire process. It does not mean that you killed all of your chances. No, right? You're human. You have emotions, you feel, you were hurt. And a lot of the times when we are in an emotional state, we have a tendency of making irrational decisions. But again, it happens. So forgive yourself and understand that you are more likely going to make mistakes along the way. That is okay. It's really just about how you navigate those mistakes, right? The solutions that you come up with and the mindset that you have during that process. So the first thing is do not be needy or clingy. So if he breaks up with you, do not beg, do not cry excessively, do not scream, do not yell, do not cuss him out. And again, I understand in the heat of the moment when the emotions are there and you're at a peak, it can be really hard to control that. But the reason for why I advise against it and I recommend to try to keep your cool and stay as composed as possible throughout the process is because that is going to actually push him further away from you in that moment, right? He's possible that he's already feeling bad enough about the breakup. And people oftentimes misconstrue how breakups go, right? The common misconception is that person who is doing the breaking up does not care, doesn't have any feelings, doesn't really care if you're hurt. That's not true, right? It can be just as difficult for the person who is breaking up with you as it is for you. They may not want to. They may love you, right? They may really care about you, but there are just things that are not working. There are foundational elements in the relationship that have not been present for a long time, and they are no longer happy, and they have to pull themselves away from that circumstance. So do not lose your cool. The second one is hear him out, right? Try to understand where he is coming from. Because if he tries to explain to you the reasons for the breakup and you're not listening and you're not paying attention because you're allowing your emotions to take over, you're not going to get all the information necessary in order for you to have some kind of roadmap, idea, understanding of why the breakup is happening in the first place so that you can start to work on certain things. Now, look, I'm not sitting here saying that it's all you, that it's your fault, that there are things that you need to work on. But what I am saying to you is that if your end goal is to get your ex back, if your end goal is to get your boyfriend or your girlfriend back, it is going to require for you to understand the reasons for the breakup in the first place. And if they are willing to provide you with that information during the breakup, then it is your opportunity to listen, gather the information, and then be able to process it afterwards. The third part is reflect and take accountability, right? So you're not necessarily going to reflect in that moment, right? Because it's probably going to hit you like a ton of breaks, or you probably felt like you were blindsided or just came out of left field. So there's going to be a lot of things that you are processing in that moment, right? You are trying to just even understand what is happening. So afterwards, It is really about taking a step back, evaluating, reflecting, and saying, what part did I play in the breakdown of the relationship? Because keep in mind, a relationship is a two-way street. And that is not saying that your ex is not responsible for their part as well, right? They may not have been great communicators. They may have isolated themselves in regards to their emotions. They may have disconnected from you. They may have cheated on you. They may have not treated you with respect. Whatever the case may be, there are still aspects and parts of the relationship that you may also be accountable for as well, right? Maybe your partner decided to or started to disconnect because you were not giving them enough attention, right? Because you were too busy. You were prioritizing other things. Maybe your partner was not a great communicator because you didn't provide a safe environment. Maybe every time they tried to express themselves to you, you would get on the defensive. So it made them not want to share anything with you. It's really just about taking a step back and saying, okay, where am I accountable as well? The fourth one is focusing on the 3 R's, right? So reevaluating, reinvesting, and reinventing. And I talk about this in many of my videos because this is the self-development and the self-awareness phase of things, right? So instead of just looking at the breakup as the worst thing that could have possibly happened and there's no hope and there's no future and there's no this and there's no that, we have to give these things meaning. And as difficult as that may be, at least it helps you to strive towards something. At least it helps you to get a little bit of motivation and some desire to continue to move forward, to continue to progress. Because if you do not view this as a blessing in disguise or as a silver lining or as an opportunity to work on yourself, it will just feel hopeless and you will stay stuck in this rut for an extended period of time. And that's the last thing that you want. So reevaluating your situation, understanding why things happen, why you ended up breaking up with your partner. Is it something that you have to deal with emotionally? Are there traumas that you haven't unpacked? Do you compartmentalize? Whatever the case may be, coming to a full awareness of those things. The second one is reinvesting in yourself, right? And building up your self-confidence and building up your self-esteem and feeling like you are regaining a sense of your self-identity. And then the last part of that is embracing the new version of yourself, right? The upgraded version, the version of yourself that is operating on all levels. So this is part of the process, and it's going to take time. But again, this is something that you should actively and consciously try doing after he breaks up with you, because you are going to be hurting. You are going to, feel the need to win him back. And in order to do that, you have to take a step back and you have to embrace yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to understand what your needs are, what your expectations are, so that that can translate into the next relationship if the relationship comes back around. Right? So being prepared for that opportunity. And the final one is respecting his boundaries. If he's asking you for a space, if he's asking you for time, if he's telling you that he needs a moment to breathe and step back, and you are incessantly calling him and texting him and emailing him and DMing him and whatever the case may be, you are suffocating him. You are not respecting his boundaries. And what you are going to do is that you're going to push him further and further and further away, because the reason for why he is breaking up with you and the reason for why he is taking a step back is because he's needing to protect himself at some level, right? He is needing to evaluate himself. He's needing to process certain things. And it's already difficult enough in a breakup. But the more you incessantly reach out and the more you try to convince them that they made the wrong decision, the more you will actually be validating for them the reason for why they broke up with you in the first place. If you related to this video, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people. So if something that you think I missed, if you have an opinion, if you have any questions, please make sure you leave that in the comment box down below. Maybe you just want more detail. You want a little bit more information about this topic. You can visit us at www.withmyexagain.com, where we have a multitude of different articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. And you can also book a one-on-one coaching session with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team if you feel like you just need more information, you need more support, and you feel like your circumstance or your situation is it's different, right? It's a very particular situation. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.